Hello there. Once again, I am Ibrahim Kareem, your motivational broadcaster, broadcasting inspiring information to the Billion Coin community. This afternoon will be the same as always, bringing you relevant information. And I'm going to start off with our blog. As usual, our blog available at the billioncoin.info website. This is a very, very useful and informative website put together by our able admin, which all of us should at least branch there daily and spend some few minutes to look at updates. And if we have extra time to look at previous information, there's many useful information on this website, spanning over 200 pages of useful articles. The one I'll be reviewing today is, are you aware that your silence presumes your consent to be a slave? Yes, let me repeat that in case you didn't get it right. Your silence presumes your consent to be a slave. That is the title of article of the admin on the blog. It's a past article, but very useful one that I had to go and dig up to bring to our notice. So I will quickly go through the article for the benefit of TBCians that not had the time to go through the blog, and some who don't like reading. We are aware that most of us in this century are lazy readers, just prefer videos and audio contents that is easier to assimilate. So I'll start with the article. The title, the same title, is "Your Silence Presumes Your Consent to be a Slave." It starts with a video which we all can have a look at later. I won't play it here. The real matrix hidden in plain sight. Just a summary is that the solutions to most of our problem is actually right there in front of us, but most of us would not bother to read about it because we prefer the lazy way out. So the admin put a note on that. Contained within this video above is an Easter egg, in quotes. I have mentioned on a couple of occasions within this blog that the bank we are partnering with is free from the control of the elite, and the answer to how that is possible is stated within that video. So please try and have a look at the video on the article. But the main point starts here that the path that lays before you leads to complete freedom. This is the admin telling us about our community. Not just the luxury of having enough money to do, to be, or go to whatever you desire. Financial freedom, as it is called. You are being told that this path leads to complete freedom for the mind, the body, and the soul. Currently, most of us have been ensnared, and complete enslavement awaits those that consent. You're part of a multi-generational breeding stock of slaves. Most of you are falling for the illusion that you are free now and that you are not a slave. The elite are the masters of this stockade of slaves. Your freedom awaits you outside of this stockade, and it all begins with you finding your voice. That's the first paragraph of this interesting article. See, the falsehood most of us are encountering is that slavery ended with the transatlantic slave trade. Well, they took slaves from Africa to Americas and Europe to till the land, whereby they were second-class citizens. Yes, that slavery ended over 100 years ago, precisely 140 years ago now, and counting. But there is a new slavery in town. Not a new sheriff this time, but a new slavery is in town. That is the financial slavery. Yes, you are free to drink from whatever fountain you want this time around. You are free to live in any part of the city that you want. You are free to travel out. You can take an international passport. You can eat in any restaurant without being thrown out, as it used to be in the slavery period. But are you financially free? That is the billion-dollar question. Are you financially free? How much do you have in your wallet? How much do you have in your bank account? If there is a run on your bank today and you're not able to take out your money, will you be able to survive? Are there any alternatives for you? Do you have a secondary bank account with enough there to last you for several weeks? No, I'm sure most of us will answer no to these questions. If you're let go at your place of work today without any benefit, without any payment, because your boss suddenly doesn't like your face any longer, would you be able to survive? Would you be able to feed your family for a couple of weeks before you get back on your feet? If your answer is yes, good for you. I'm happy that you are not among these modern slaves. in this modern slavery. Because when they outlawed the physical slavery, the elite then had to find a way. They had to find a way to go ahead to maintain their predominance and to maintain the status quo. That was when they engendered the financial slavery, which most of us are in today. Let me read on to buttress this point. Many of us that have joined TBC have been suppressed by abject poverty our whole lives and dare not look our masters in the eyes. The admin says his heart pours out to you all. He knows that we are all living men and women. He recognizes the power and authority contained within us. But do we ourselves recognize that power? Do we? We stand as equals, you and I, as living men and women. He knows who we are. We have chosen to take a journey together. But we all owe him nothing, and our destination does not have to be the same. Stay on this path with the community for as long as you would like. Our desired destination will require the company of many, but by those that desire the same thing from the community. You have been on your master's path before now, before today, and we all have been deceived. When you know the truth, no one would want to stay on such a path. The truth should set us free. That is, if we recognize it, the truth is supposed to set us free. Sorrow and despair is the destination of those who remain on the path of their masters. Do you recall making an agreement of indentured servitude to the elite? Most of us would answer no, including myself. But that's where we have been deceived. In almost all cases, people have not entered into a formal agreement with the elite to be their property. No, they haven't. But their silence is what has presumed this slavery. And that is where we are going. The admin has handily reminded us here that we didn't enter into any consent to be slaves, into any formal agreement with the elite to be their property. No, we didn't. Because it's not possible for us to voluntarily do that. From the elite's point of view, Why would a rancher formally make an agreement with a cow? The rancher could care less what the cow thinks. The rancher is prepared to use force if necessary in order to milk the cow and subsequently eat the cow. If only the cow understood the intention of the rancher, then perhaps the cow would find a way to break out of the stockade. But me and you are living men and women. Our consent is required. Otherwise, benevolent forces would step in and protect us. That is the nature of creation. There is a thing known as lesser magic, where one hides the truth and its agreement in plain sight. And if you go along with it, then that equals your consent. That is our silence that we've been talking about. There is nothing formal about it. Ongoing your silence on the matter will leave the presumption that you have consented to your enslavement, and technology will allow the masters access to our mind and soul on top of all the effort they have extracted from our body already. Time is short. So short, we need to push back now on that agenda to get access to our minds and soul. We can break our bodies away together. Together we can get out of their stockades. The time is now. But the technology of today has developed to a point that it could wipe out the benefits a man such as he has secured if society falls for transhumanism. Somehow we must stop the transhumanism agenda, or certainly slow its progress down considerably for our sake. It's not our children that will have to deal with this. It's up to us right now. The key is consent. This is the article. Your silence presumed your consent to be slaves. As explained in the video on the article, which I advise all of us to find out the time to look into, the agreement to consent is embedded within symbols all around us, and especially within the movies we all watch, or they are at least available for everyone to watch. We all consented to the event of 9/11 for about 40 years before we allowed it to happen. Not enough of us within society got together to stop it from happening. That is why it happened. It's a clever deception, no doubt. That is why we are all victims. And the elite are very patient as they tend to us. Here is the problem. As long as we keep using the money the elite created, we continue to give our consent. This money is the fiat currencies abounding all around us. So the admin appeals to us all to move away from these fiat currencies. Let us move over completely to our own currency, our own people-based, abundance-based currency. TBC is a bridge to go from their money to our own money. Money conceived by a living man with the intent to empower living men and women with a valid mission to end poverty globally. Yes, it will take a lot of money to end poverty globally. So consider these questions. As a living man or woman, are you valuable? Think about that first question. Are you valuable? In all our own opinion, of course, we will say yes. Good. We agree on that. Are you more valuable than a pile of rocks? Yes, again. Good. We continue to agree. What if all those rocks were pure gold? Are you more valuable than a pile of gold? Perhaps most of us will hesitate here because we know that gold is a pile of gold can be very, very valuable. But the truth is that even the poorest, lamest, untalented living man, woman, or child to be way more valuable than a pile of gold. That is the truth of the matter. Human beings are the most valuable thing on the planet. That's the truth of the matter. This belief has been based on our TBC membership agreement. The belief is that TBC is real to all of us. Every member adds value to our TBC money. We each pledge our value as living men and women on the TBC membership agreement. It's not the digital code of the TBC coin that makes it valuable. We, the living people, give our value to it. TBC is money of the people, by the people, and for the people. We are a large group of living men and women. If the billion coin was backed by gold instead of being backed by all of us living men and women, it will lessen its value, not increase it. But we have a lot of brainwashed people to wake up to that truth. That will require a collective effort from all of us. I can't wake, or the admin is saying that he can't wake everyone up by himself. So that is why we are all here to assist him. By all of us, broadcasters, leaders, and TBCians in general. This is how we can break free from the stockade we have been headed into by waking people up. We need to wake up everybody that is willing to wake up. That is how we get free. We need to find our voices. The admin is willing to lead and forge the path ahead. He will do his best to keep the task as simple and easy as possible. But in addition to our agreement to take this path with him, we need to find our voices so that those that oppose will hear all of us. And that is the truth of the matter. So don't appeal to all TBCians not to allow their silence presumption to make them into slave. No. Let's wake up. Let's find our voices. Let's add our voices to the job at hand. Let's assist the admin, the leaders, and all broadcasters to wake up the people around us, and to wrestle ourselves from the stockade. That is my message to us today, and I hope we all have found it useful. Endeavor to watch the video in the article, The Real Matrix Hidden in Plain Sight, Babylonian Debt Magic System, and you would be surprised at what you see. Thank you for your time listening to me today. God bless. I am Ibrahim Kareem. If you have enjoyed the review, please subscribe to my channel and click the like button. If you haven't for any reason whatsoever, or you have a question, please let me know and I will directly address the issue. Thank you and God bless.